Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Today I'm going to share how to fry the perfect croaker fish. I'm also going to be sharing some tips and some very important tricks as well. So if you're interested, keep watching. Alright guys, so this is the fish. We're using croaker fish. It normally comes with scales, but as you can see, there are no scales on this one because I had the fishmonger scrape it off for me. But I asked him not to cut it so I can show you guys the whole process from scratch. So I'm cutting the fish now. Tip number one, the best time to cut your fish is when it's still halfway thawed, when it's still a little bit frozen. That's when you get the perfect clean cut for your fish. If it is completely thawed, it's just going to be soft and soggy. You may not get the perfect cut at that point. So once that is done, I'm going to wash the fish now with some salt. The salt here is serving as a disinfectant, so I'm just going to give that a couple of rinse first, and then I'll go in with some lemons and limes. Next, I'm going to squeeze in some lemons and limes. You can also go in and wash them one after the other with the lemons, but this way I find to be faster and easier for me. I'll just squeeze them in and let it sit for about 30 seconds before I take it off the water. As you can see, the fish is clean, all the guts are out. I'm going to take it off the water, give it one last rinse, and it is ready to be seasoned. Step number 3 is to season the fish, and I'm going in with some curry powder now. You all know how much I love curry in fish. Next, I'll add some seasoning cubes and some fish seasoning. In the absence of fish seasoning, grate in some garlic and ginger and then give it a good toss. If you want some spice in your fish, go ahead and add some cayenne pepper in there as well before tossing it, and then cover it and let it marinate in the fridge for about 4 hours. If you're in a rush and you don't have 4 hours to marinate your fish, you can do 30 minutes, 1 hour, depending on how much time you have at hand, but then you may need to go heavier on the seasoning. While I was waiting for that to marinate, I got busy in the kitchen. I was making peppered snails. I'm going to link that video in the description box below in case you haven't seen it, so you can go and check it out. It was so good. 4 hours later, our fish is properly marinated now. I just brought it out of the fridge and you can see everything is nicely coated. I'm going to now go ahead and start frying the fish. I'll add some oil to the pot. I'm adding the fresh oil first, even though I had pre-used oil that I wanted to use, but then please, the reverse should be the case. You should always use your pre-used oil first before topping it up with clean oil. I use this oil to fry fish as well, that's why I'm using it. Once the oil was hot enough, I dropped in half bulb of onion in the oil. This will flavor the oil and make it so fragrant. Then I'm going to go ahead and drop the fish in the oil gradually, just like so. You don't want to overcrowd the pot, number one, and you don't want to stir the fish too early. If you stir the fish too early, it's going to break apart like so. If you overcrowd the pot, they're going to stick together and it's very likely to break apart when you're scooping it out of the pot when it dries up. Another tip to bear in mind is for your oil to be sizzling hot before you drop in the fish. This way the fish will not soak up oil and stick to the bottom of the pot. One more thing with croaker fish, when frying it, you don't want to fry it until it is completely dry, because when it cools down, it's going to firm up some more. So yeah, and I cannot say fry for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It solely depends on how large the pan you're using is, and you know, once your pan is larger, you'll have more fish in there. So the time for the fish frying solely depends on how much fish you have in the pan. Once the fish have reached my desired texture, I'll scoop it out of the oil, place it on a paper towel so you can drain out any excess oil, and then repeat the process until everything is done. I hope you guys learned 1 or 2 tips from this video. This is how to fry croaker fish. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, share this video with your friends and on your social media platforms. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.